The terrorist federation is intensifying strikes on Ukrainian cities in the rear. On the eve of winter, the Kremlin has set its sights on Ukraine's energy facilities. The goal of the Russian terrorists is to cut off electricity and heat for the civilian population.
The main strikes are not being delivered on the front lines, but against the enemy's rear, targeting its industry, infrastructure, command centers, and also carrying out strikes to terrorize the population.
While the Russian Federation is stockpiling drones and missiles and changing its shelling tactics to increase the effectiveness of its strikes, Ukraine is actively preparing to defend its energy facilities.
The anti-Shaheds defense is also working actively against them. This is one of the strongest aspects of our air defense.
The armed forces of Ukraine are building a multi-layered defense system against Russian strike drones like Shahed and Iran, as well as missiles from the Terrorist Federation, with new UAV interceptor units, deliveries of Western air defense systems, and also domestic production. How will Ukraine defend its skies and energy sector in the fall and winter of 2025? More on this in the arsenal. Combined drone and missile strikes by Russia are becoming increasingly massive. Moscow is constantly ramping up the production of Shaheds to break through Ukrainian defenses, if not with quality, then with quantity.
The enemy will continue to increase the mass use of the cheap but far-reaching Shahed. There will be thousands of units per day and even more. I'm not trying to scare anyone. It's important to analyze intelligence data with a cool head.
The Ukrainian air defense system consists of two main branches. One is for countering strike drones like the Shahed, as well as for defending against missiles, both cruise and ballistic. When it comes to drones, Russia continues to steadily increase its production capacity, primarily thanks to Chinese assistance.
The Alabuga Special Economic Zone alone relies on China for at least 41 components needed to manufacture its strike drones. For long-range drones, this includes engines, electronic and mechanical components, batteries, antennas, radio receivers, and carbon fiber chambers, carburetors and telecommunications components as well.
At the same time, Ukraine is actively expanding its range of countermeasures against Shahed drones. In the first stage, Russian drones are intercepted by aviation. Helicopters and airplanes are specially equipped to detect and destroy drones.
An automated system transmits information to the firepower units. Helicopters and light aircraft are immediately scrambled along the drone's flight paths. Along the route, until the Shaheds enter the area covered by the surface-to-air missile systems, helicopters handle them. In other words, Army aviation takes over.
After aviation, numerous surface-to-air missile systems are engaged, both old Soviet models and modern Western ones.
If the Shaheds are flying at low altitudes or approach their targets at low altitudes, these systems are activated. The anti-aircraft systems, for example, anti-aircraft artillery complexes. It is known that we have received at least 60 Gepards. There have been no losses among the Gepards. We haven't had any, but they are not used on the front line. We have received several Skynex batteries. These are what I call the German Skynex systems. All of these are systems that operate 24/7. They use radar guidance.
One of the innovations has been the so-called Shahed hunters or UAV interceptors. According to Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky, the armed forces of Ukraine are currently working on increasing the number of interceptor drone operator crews, as well as on the production of these drones.
Our common goal is to create more crews, train new interceptor operators, and provide them with modern strike systems and radars. The security of rear areas directly depends on how effective our system for countering drones and missiles will be. That is why we continue to select military personnel for new interceptor crews and are forming additional units.
The drone interceptors used by Ukraine are improved and upgraded versions of FPV drones. A distinctive feature of the interceptors is that such drones must fly faster and higher than their standard FPV counterparts, which are used to strike ground targets. The UAVs can destroy a Shahed either by a direct hit or with a special warhead that explodes near the target, creating a cloud of shrapnel.
For example, a carrier drone ascends to a certain altitude and patrols there, waiting for Shaheds to approach. It climbs to altitude at the right moment. Its crew receives information from the command post that a Shahed is flying in their direction. These drones ascend and patrol the area, waiting for the arrival of a Shahed. After that, they launch anti-aircraft FPV drones. These are the mother drones. They lift them up, and so that the small drones don't waste energy in the air, they immediately dive from altitude straight at the Shahed.
The main advantage of such FPV interceptors is their extremely low cost. In addition to ground-based systems, other air defense systems, mobile groups armed with machine guns, Ukrainian fighter jets and electronic warfare systems also play their part in the fight against Shaheds.
On the 7th, 8 on 10 Shaheds were launched. The effectiveness of air defense against Shaheds is 92%. That is, out of every 50 Shaheds, 46 were shot down. Anti-Shahed defense systems are also actively working against them. This is one of the strongest aspects of our air defense.
Importantly, with the introduction of our own long-range missiles like the Flamingo, which will happen very soon, Ukraine will be able not only to destroy Russian Shaheds over its own territory, but also to strike Russian production facilities. In particular, against the Special Economic Zone Alabuga in the Republic of Tatarstan. During massive combined attacks, ballistic missiles pose the greatest threat to Ukrainian infrastructure. When it comes to cruise missiles such as Kalibr and KH-101, Ukrainian defenders, with the help of both Western and Soviet air defense systems, managed to shoot down more than 80% of targets, but the statistics for ballistic missiles are much worse.
Ballistic missiles pose the greatest danger. Why is that? We have far too few systems capable of countering them. As a rule, only Patriot systems are capable of intercepting these missiles, using the hit-to-kill method, direct impact that detonates the warhead in the air.
When it comes to ballistic threats, Ukraine is highly dependent on its Western partners.
NATO must do whatever is necessary. Right now, to be sure that when it comes to air defense and other weapon systems, we are doing everything possible to provide all that is within our power.
At the moment, it is reported that Ukraine's European allies will finance the purchase of 8 Patriot air defense systems from the United States. Most of the funding for the American systems is being provided by Germany and the Scandinavian countries.
So in the near future, I think that by the end of the year, we will have doubled the number of such systems. Naturally, the results in destroying Russian ballistic missiles will also double. Iskander-M and Kinzhal.
That's all. Don't forget to write in the comments which types of weapons you'd like to learn more about. Like this video and of course, subscribe to our new Arsenal channel. The link is in the description below the video.